Hello, Great Love Nation. I'm Kristin Wilkinson, one of your managers, and I wish I could be there with you in person, but I had to record this video for you all because I'm actually at an event right now. I'm doing a 10-day fair, so I have to be at my booth, so I couldn't come live. But Susan has given me 5 to 7 minutes to share some thoughts about events with you all, so I'll do my best because I know she will be watching the time. And I have so many thoughts because I have spent the last 8 years, and I would say events have been between 50 to 80% of my business, depending on the year. And so I love doing events. So I have 5 thoughts for you tonight. I'm going to try to keep to those. And if you want to reach out, if you love events, if you want to explore events, maybe we can do a further training when we can focus just on that, if that's something that would be of value to you guys. I'd be happy to chat because I have a lot of experience with events, and I do them quite differently than I've ever seen taught or modeled at Trades of Hope. So I'm really honored to share what I know and what I've learned with all of you. So my 5 things. First of all, events are amazing. I think they've really been downplayed in the past. Yes, home parties are amazing, and I know that that is the ideal way to get the word out because you have a warm audience. Everybody's there to shop. They know they're there to shop. But I feel like events are a really uncharted goldmine, really, because you're getting out in the community. And I want you to think not just the traditional events like the fair that I'm at, but events incorporate any way that you're getting out in your community. So that can be, going and speaking at a MOPS group. It can be networking opportunities. There's, fall festivals. There's all sorts of things. So I would love you just to challenge everybody to reconsider events as a great way to get outside of your circles, especially in those seasons where you find that you kind of asked all the people on your lists and kind of wondering what to do next. I'm sure Susan would say, I'm sure there's more people you could ask, and there probably is. But sometimes it's easiest just to sign up for an event. Because it really does bring you into another whole group of people. So events are great. That's number 1. Number 2, when you do an event, have your expectations and goals set going in because you need to create your booth and your environment to match those. For example, if your goal is sales, and I do a lot of sales at events, then you need to have that in mind when you create a display. I have found people really do want to buy what they see, but if you're going to do orders, then make that very accessible in your events. And so if your goal is sponsoring, have that be a big part of your messaging. If your goal is booking parties, just know what your goal is going into an event so that you have that clear in your mind and you can really focus on that. My personal goals are always sponsoring and selling. I do book some off of events. I'm not going to say, that certainly people are thinking about maybe doing a partner, being a partner and aren't quite committed to full on in. But really my 2 goals are always selling and sponsoring. And so you'll see that reflected in my space. I'm not going to really show you guys my space too much because I don't want you to just think you could replicate this because I've been doing this for 8 years and I have made my way into some juried events. I've worked my way up into some really big guilds, I guess, so it takes a while to build to that. But I will say that I have really thought intentionally about my space, and that is definitely aimed at, and that will kind of go into my next point here. So number 2, have your goals in mind and create your space around that. My 3rd point is, I'm going to call it the mall kiosk syndrome. This is not a home party. Event is not a home party. You do not have a warm audience. And so you don't have the automatic know, like, and trust factor. I don't know. I did an event actually at a mall, which was the worst ever because everybody would not make eye contact. I thought I had like a scarlet A on my face. But that's because in that environment, everybody's used to being harried by the people in the mall kiosks, and they just want to get to their store. So have that compassion on people when you're at an event. You're in their space. They have their reasons for being there. At a home party, you can assume it's for being there. At a home party, you can assume that their reason for being there is to hear from you. At an event, you can't assume that. And so you want to invite them in because of your display. So that is what builds that know, like, and trust factor. So you'll see a lot of signs in my display, a lot of pictures of artisans. That is what brings them in and opens the door to conversation. It's not me standing out there trying to talk to everybody so they run away. So you really I mean, yes, I'm engaged, I'm here, I'm smiling, I'm certainly present, but I'm not going to come running up to everybody because I haven't earned that yet. So I really do recommend that you think well about your display and have, even if you're just printing off, the artisan cards, we have some beautiful pictures now. Make those tell the story without you having to do it initially, so that you can draw people in. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, top tip, one of my top tips is I have an activity table that I'm actually sitting at right now. It's a mess right now, but you can kind of see. I actually always make, or at events where there's going to be kids, because know your event, and that's another training I guess I could do, but if there's going to be kids and families at the event, I love I used to make cereal box beads, okay? And I would have the kids make the cereal box beads, and if you have done that, you know why that was a bad idea. It was a mess, it was very sticky, it was difficult for kids to feel successful at that, so I have now started to just have the cereal box beads pre-made, which is kind of nice because I can sit here and when it's slower, I'm making cereal box beads. So I have something to do, so I'm staying engaged. I don't look intimidating, but I'm also doing something interesting, so people are like, what are you doing? Anyway, so I have them so I cut cereal boxes into bookmarks. Okay, so this is what I start with. I start with cereal boxes, bookmarks, the little tassels, and then the beads that I've already pre-made. You can also buy them from Papillon, but little inside tip, their holes are a little too small to put into the kind of tassels that you'd need for a bookmark. So on the back, I put the story of our Haitian artisans. I put my QR code for my website, and this is a great, and then I have a bunch of the cereal box bracelets right here as well. So it's a great way to quickly sell a cereal box bracelet. The kids are engaged, and while the kids are engaged, the parents can shop. So awesome tip. I'm running out. And while the kids are engaged, the parents can shop. So awesome tip. I'm running out of time. Last tip. And this is huge. Events are much, much, much better together. Number 1, you can use the bathroom. Number 2, it's a great way to encourage teammates. I love taking new partners and letting them just kind of deep dive with me into an event, whether it's a 2-hour event, an all-day event. I don't usually encourage them necessarily to come all day because that's a lot, but come for a couple hours. They can hear over and over again how you're engaging with customers. It makes them really comfortable. They nail their elevator pitch really because you're saying it over and over again all day. It's a wonderful way to encourage growth together as a team. I would be happy to chat some inside ways about that I have discovered of doing that successfully as a team and ways that I would recommend doing that. But really it is amazing if you can cultivate that spirit of togetherness with a team to be able to do some of the larger events especially. It's easier on everybody, and it's just such a blessing to take your partners and help walk them through what it is like really to engage in this way with your community, and it helps them really build that confidence right off the bat because it really, you're talking to more people. That little elevator pitch in a even a 3-hour event, then it would probably take like at least 10 home parties to get that. So it's really condensed training, and it's amazing for new partners, I feel, and I've seen success in that when the people that I sponsor want to come with me, or even the people that they do. I always love to offer to my teammates, hey, this is an event that I've created, a space I've created. You want to come, hang out for a couple hours. Everybody wins, and so it's a wonderful way to build your team and your presence together in a community as well. Okay, I'm over my time. I'm sorry, Susan. If you have further questions about events, reach out. Not this week though, because I am here in this space literally for 14 hours a day through Sunday. But after that, I would love to chat more if you have questions about events. All right, have a wonderful rest of the event, guys. Bye.